No, no, you good. You good.
Mhm.
Hey, and we're live. It's your boy, Big Tank Hank, coming at you with a new live stream on our special Saturdays that we've now started. And our guest is Pat of Pat's Fish Tanks. What's happening, sir? How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for inviting me over. It's a pleasure and great honor to be here.
Amen. Amen. Let me see who we got in the chat over here. We got Lunatic Fringe. We got BJ Palmer. Hello. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you
Let's
around.
see. BJ, I see you. Is Chewy in? Are you looking for Chewy? Yeah, tell Chewy to come on in here. So we're gonna dive a little bit into Pat's life. We're gonna find out a little bit about him, for the people who may not know who he is. Today we're gonna make him a household name. So Pat, let's start off with how long you been in YouTube.
Well, I started. So first of all, thank you very much again for inviting me over. My name is Patrick, and I have a small YouTube channel called Pat's Fish Tanks. And I started doing YouTube exactly 2 years ago and a couple of days. The second anniversary of the channel was 10th of March. So 10th of February, excuse me. So it's been a couple of nice years on YouTube, and I'm really enjoying it, honestly.
Okay, hey, in 2 years, man, you have done a lot. In 2 years, you've done
Yeah,
a
well,
lot in 2 years.
yeah. The thing is, I've been in a content creation before, but not really. Like, I haven't really been uploading on YouTube or anything. I was sometimes, as we have been talking in a backstage before, I was doing a lot of sports before, and sometimes I've ended up editing videos. So I've been editing a little bit since I was like 15 years old or something like that. And I didn't really have time to have a lot of fish tanks back in the time because I was doing professionally athletics. And once I kind of took a little chill from that and started to have a little bit more free time, I got back into the hobby. And one day I was just like, hey man, why not try to record something cool? I came across a couple of people from the fish fam, and I was like, oh, this is really cool, and I would love to do something like that. So then I actually just picked up my iPhone, recorded a couple of videos, edited it a little bit, and it started like that. It was a lot of fun. Started enjoying it. Started enjoying interactions with the people in the chat and people following the channel, and it's been great ever since. I'm enjoying creating every single video and every single interview, and it's just amazing.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. We got a few more people that have fell in today. Texas Fish Room, what's going on? Geek Boy, Danikin, what's happening? What's happening? Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for coming. JDR, what's happening? Thank you for coming through. All right. So Pat, tell the people where you're from, your country of origin.
Oh yeah, so originally I'm from Slovakia, which is a very small country in the middle of Europe, in Central Europe. So that's where I was born and raised. And 6 years ago, I decided to move to Denmark, where I've been doing my education, and I have just finished my master degree this summer. So currently, I have unfortunately lost a couple of jobs because of the current pandemic situation, but and also I will most likely be moving back to my home country this summer. But that's all. That all depends on how this entire situation is going to unsolve. But originally, I'm from Slovakia. I live in Denmark, and yeah, that's it. My native language is not English, so in case that we would have some kind of misunderstanding, I'm sorry about that, but I'll try my best.
Oh no, it's all good. Patience is a virtue, and we have a lot of patience here on my channel. I believe in it. I believe in it.
That's
So, what kind
absolutely
of sports?
amazing.
What kind of sports are you interested in, or did you play professionally?
Well, I was beginning as probably as many Europeans as a football player when I was a kid, but my entire dream since I was small child was playing ice hockey. But unfortunately, my parents couldn't afford it, so I ended up. But my biggest dream of all was representing my country on international stage, and I ended up being actually pretty good at running. So at the age of 15, I started running professionally, and actually, after 3 months of running, I got into a junior national team, and I've been doing athletics professionally until age of 21, I believe, being part of many European team championships and cups. And I've been running middle distances, so 800 and 400.
Okay, okay. Did you have any Olympic aspirations?
Oh no! I'm nowhere near to be that kind of shape and form. As you probably know, and probably you guys know, if you're doing professional sport, you kind of have to sacrifice everything and do just that. And because I was really getting injured quite often, I've decided to go off the path to the path of a career, getting a proper education. I started working as a very young person, and ever since, basically, I've just focused on finishing my education and getting good education and getting good career rather than finding a career in the sport, because as you guys may know, sport career is fairly tricky. One big injury and you're out of the game, and that's something that was very difficult to think about. And at the same time, I was nowhere near on a level where I would be able to get to the Olympics or something like that. So
Okay, well, hey, it's a beautiful thing to hear that you were even able to be in it as you were. Because I mean, I had dreams. I used to ride bulls at the rodeo. Once upon a time, I played a little football, but I
yeah,
mean, nothing close to like a professional, a professional level in any way, shape, or form. But no,
yeah,
that's a good thing to hear, man. What are your
yeah.
what hobbies do you have like right now outside of fish tank?
Well, outside of the fish tanks, as you know, during my career in athletics, I couldn't really do anything else but running. I used to run or it's running, gym, swimming, but everything was focused on track and field. And at that time, you cannot really do anything else because your contract forbidden you from doing sports like ice hockey or football or et cetera, or skiing and skating and all these kind of things you cannot really do. So right now, outside of fish keeping, I'm really enjoying doing what I can do. So meaning that I play a lot of roller hockey, I play a lot of ice hockey, I play basketball, football, all kind of sports, play a lot of tennis, run nearly every day. I'm doing CrossFit approximately 3 times a week.
Ooh,
So even
CrossFit.
so, yeah. So even though I'm not doing professional athletics no more, I still move every single day. So meaning that at least once a day I have some kind of physical activity. And other than that, as we've been talking, I really enjoy doing video creation, and that's why I love being around my fish room, record fish, meet like-minded people. And other than that, I also really enjoy board games. So that is also something that I love to do in my free time, meeting with friends and just sit behind the table, have a beer, and enjoy some kind of board game.
Okay, that's cool. That's very cool. How many tanks you got behind you right there?
Well, behind me currently is a little rack of 8 tanks. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but we have 8 aquariums exactly, and one small that is down below, which has vampire plecos. But the reason why I only have this amount is that I will most likely be moving very soon again. So it doesn't really make that much sense to put up too many aquariums. Basically, this rack currently is holding my fish that I'm going to be working with once I'm going to establish my new fish room. But in any case, whether I'm going to be staying in Denmark or whether I'm going to be moving home, I will be moving out of this apartment. I believe in June or May or June I'll be moving out. So right now it's just a few tanks, but at the same time, all these tanks have some kind of story behind them. I have really good stories about how I've set all these aquariums up. I'm known by that I collect all my hardscape. I never buy any hardscape, and trying to create the little, I would say, not aquascapes, but nice looking aquariums that are at the same time functional. And especially in these 3 aquariums, as you can see, where is my screen? This one, and this one. They all have both shrimps and fish and snails and a lot of plants, and really enjoying it. They're all low-tech aquariums. I don't inject CO2, or I'm not using additional CO2. So trying to make things as simple as possible, but at the same time, as these aquariums are in kind of living area, I also am trying to make them nice looking. So when we have some kind of visitors or guests, they can just sit down here where I'm sitting right now and enjoy a cup of coffee, watch fish, and that's exactly what I'm doing as well, Ella.
Okay. Okay. So, are you interested in getting into any of the stories of about any of those tanks behind you?
Well, if you want to hear some of them, yeah, that's
Yes.
we can begin definitely. And as we've been talking, I'm super disappointed I couldn't figure out the close up macro camera, because then we could take a closer look on them. But this one right here is the newest addition to the fish room, which has a Monte Carlo plant that I was testing on my video. Whether it's a carpet plant that usually aquascapers are recommending using CO2 on. And as my channel is about low-tech aquariums, I was trying to figure out whether it will be possible to grow it without CO2, just with aquatic tank soil. And as you can see, the result over, I think it is going to be 1.5 months, in 6 weeks since I've set the aquarium up, and the carpet is already approximately 2 centimeters thick. So it works very well. I'm super happy about that. We have small, very weird variety of shrimps. They look a little bit like wild shrimps, but what I've done over there is it is actually a fun story. When I was getting my green jade neocardinas shrimps that are in this tank over here, this aquarium consists green jade neocardinas, and one of them was for some reason blue. And as I didn't really want to spoil my gene pool in that aquarium, I took that shrimp out. It was a pregnant female, and I put it into another aquarium with the guppies and completely forgot about it. And after 3 months, I accidentally found approximately 30 small shrimplets over there. And I just told to myself, why not trying it out? So I netted them out from that tank and gave them this new aquarium where they are currently. And as they are some cross between green jade neocardina with something blue, I have no idea what it is, but the majority of them actually came out green, blue, green. Like some of them have a lot of blue coloration, some of them have a lot of green coloration, but they look a little bit like wild shrimps. But it's a fun story about those little guys. I also netted some of them out, gave them to my friend, but they breed like crazy. They don't have no other fish over there right now. I am probably going to be putting some small rasboras or tetras or something like that over there as well. But right now, currently, they don't have any fish in there, meaning that all shrimplets are making it through, and it's just a population explosion over there.
Okay, hey, that was a good problem to have right there.
Yeah. I mean, it's really fun. Really enjoy the aquarium. It has a little sand island in the middle that's divided by rocks from the top. We have some driftwoods and stones, and the stones I've collected from a local beach where I have been fossil hunting with some of the friends. And also we can move into this one, which has bricks. These bricks inside that aquarium are approximately 200 years old. Also, I've collected them from the ocean, where they're rounded, they are washed by the ocean for years and years. They look absolutely amazing. I've boiled them and put them into aquarium with the shrimps. And this aquarium consists Bloody Mary shrimps, also neocardinas, and antlers, very special ones, which I haven't made video about yet. But there is also a fun story about the antlers that are in this aquarium. It's the yellow tiger blonde, which is an anomaly that one of my very good friends in Slovakia selected from his breeding. He used to have yellow tiger saddleback antlers, the Class K yellow tigers that I'm sure that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
And from approximately 2,000 fish that he bred, he selected one male that instead of black coloration that they have in the body, just by an anomaly had instead of the black coloration, he got transparent blonde. And basically how that strain look is, it's yellow fish with, except of the black coloration, they have transparent blonde. So it's very interesting looking fish. And I haven't seen nobody having that fish before. I work on that strain for approximately a year right now, and I have established it quite well. At the beginning, because we needed to breed it back to the original females, we've had only approximately 25% of the offspring coming up with the genetics that we were aiming for. It was actually a gift to me as a breeding project, and I am working on that project now nearly a year. And right now I'm getting approximately 75% of the offspring as I want them to, and breeding them towards the blonde coloration. But there are still approximately 25% of the fish that are not entirely blonde, and therefore it's going to take a couple of more months to establish the strain. They're not fully established and they don't breed completely through, but it's a fun project to have, and I'm definitely going to be taking a closer look on them in one of my upcoming videos. But it is a very fun project too.
Sounds very interesting. Me talking about some endless. You could have me hooked, all day long, and I would really, really, really love to see. I would love to see what they look like now. So I'm gonna be waiting on that video and the outcome. It's a beautiful thing. Endless, man.
Yeah,
With me, you just can't go wrong with endless. Even the mixed endless. I love pure strains, but I mean, some of the things that you can, get out of the gene pool, with endless. I mean, even when you have pure strains, some of the, like you say, the anomalies like that, blonde base. Some of the things that just show up, out of that in itself is so intriguing, and I really,
yeah.
really love it.
Yeah, we have another anomaly of that strain right over here, which are orange tigers. It is also an anomaly that came out from yellow tiger saddlebacks. They're right in this aquarium, but those ones were not established by me. Those ones were established by the friend of mine who gave me this anomaly as well, of that one, as a breeding project. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I absolutely love working with guppies and endlers, man. There, as you've been saying, the variety of the gene pool and the variety of the fish that you can actually get and establish your strain, work on the strain, create what you like, breed selectively towards patterns, towards fin shapes, and towards different kind of coloration or genetics. It's a very interesting project, and I know many people are always like, "Oh, it's just endlers, it's just guppies, just feeders. Who cares about those?" But once you get like nerdy about endlers and guppies, you man will have a lot of fun. And I'm also, as you may know, I'm also entering a lot of competitions with my fish, even though right now we don't really have them going on. But I don't know, man. Like as you said, you can't really go wrong with endlers and guppies. It's absolutely the same over here. I'm totally in love with those little guys and pretty nerding them quite hard.
You had some uploads recently that were uh in discussion about the shows, wasn't it?
About the show, I think so, but I don't know which one you now
It
mean.
was audible, like it wasn't an actual video. I think it was like a podcast. I'm trying to remember. I think it was.
Oh yeah, yeah. We had a birthday live stream. It was 2 years of my channel, so I had a
Oh,
couple of
okay, okay.
yeah, I had a couple of professionals coming over to my channel. It was Bill Galbelli, who is chairman of Fancy Guppies UK, and Dr. David Poole, who is the CEO of Fish Science UK, what is brand of the foods that I'm feeding my fish with. And also he's supporting my channel quite a bit sometimes. So it was absolutely amazing to have him over. He's a doctor and he's specializing in fish coloration. Um, I think he's written 2 books about aquarium and pond keeping. So having him over on stream is always absolute blast. And as I said, he's specializing mostly on fish coloration in particular. So it was also great to talk with him many times, because I've learned a lot from him when I'm working with my strains and when I'm trying to improve coloration of my fish. And it's always crazy and amazing to listen to them and him in particular. And with Bill Galbelli, we have been talking about the online show that we're planning to do, and also in September there hopefully will be finally a show in person in the UK. That is planned. It should be one of the biggest shows with guppies that's been there, and they're planning it with a couple of other associations, not only guppy associations but also killifish, and I think British Library associations and a couple of other associations are joining. So it should be quite a massive event. The only problem is whether everything is going to be fine by then, because we all know that currently nothing like that is possible. And even though the event is planned on September, where hopefully many people will be already vaccinated and the events will have green light again, we never know whether event like this is going to get a green light or not.
That's cool. That's cool. And I'm definitely looking forward. A little while back, I was gonna enter some guppies I had. Well, endlers I had in an
Yeah.
online show. It just didn't work out. I'm not I'm not big on sending my fish out in the mail, like even the sold ones, let alone fish that I want to get back. It just made me
Mm.
so nervous.
Well, it's kind of I really enjoy that part of the shows, because usually the way it goes is once you send the fish in, it's kind of like you're paying the entry to the competition, because your fish are basically being owned by the club that's organizing the show, and they're sold in auction day after that.
Oh,
Uh, what
okay,
is
okay, okay, okay.
what is absolutely amazing opportunity to get the highest quality fish ever. And it is also basically the way how usually the organizers are making money, because like from attendance, usually there ain't attendance fees, and basically the entire costs of preparing the competition and renting the place and all these additional costs are usually paid by the income, paid by the income that's made the next day on the auction. And at the same time, it's one of the best opportunities how you can get high quality fish, because it's the best. Every breeder will bring their best pair to the show, because they obviously want to score the highest points. And then during the other day, you can pick the pairs that you've seen the day before, even the show winners, and just auction them for yourself. So it's a great opportunity. I mean, there of course is possibility to buy your to pay some fee and get your fish back. It is option. It is an option in case that somebody has a very special fish and they don't want to get it off, or something like that. But I would say 99% of the breeders are not doing that because they kind of respect that. I brought a fish that somebody else can get, and I can get somebody else's fish, and it would not be fair for me to take my fish back but still buy somebody else's.
Yeah,
Or
yes,
at
I
least
got you.
that's how I see it. And it's it gets into these kind of things like, oh, this is mine and this is what I have, but I really enjoy actually letting my fish go, and honestly, because I'm not really selling my fish almost at all, it is also one of the only ways how you can get a fish from me. So it's also making me like, it's also nice for me, because when I'm usually entering the shows, I'm happy to let my fish go, because I know that is one of the only things how you can get my fish. And many people are coming to see my fish and get my fish over there. And what
Okay,
brings more people into the society and into the community and into the show, what at the end of the day is supporting the organizers, was the thing that I really want to do.
that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. I may have to look into that. Maybe you can message me the particulars about the actual club, the
Hmm.
organization, so I can, I might be interested in doing something like that. Especially, I didn't know that there was an actual option as far as like your fish just staying, and them auction them off, and it actually helps the organization. I didn't even know that was an
Yeah,
option.
that's how these organizations. The organization is Fancy Guppies UK. I'm representing that club actually, even though I'm from Slovakia and I live in Denmark. Unfortunately, we lost the Danish Guppy Association like 3 or 4 years ago. It was cancelled. So for me, I was searching for a guppy club that I can represent. And Fancy Guppies UK were very open. They're open to people from all around the world. You don't have to be in the UK to actually be able to be part of the club. And I've met Bill Gelbally on their first auction I've ever visited, and also I've met many absolutely amazing professionals and people over there. It's always super friendly event, and this is the thing, as I've said, basically you bring in the fish over there is the way they're making money back, and the way they're not going into minus with holding a show. Because like
Okay.
sponsorship and all these kind of things are not really happening that much with the fish keeping in these kind of smaller shows. So this is one of the ways how they can keep things going.
Okay, that's cool. That's very cool, man. The things you learn and find out, man, every day. Every day. Let's holler at some of the people that done fell into the chat. We got quite a few. Let me see how far back. Oh, Jeffrey Watts, what's going on? My Fish Tank Aquatics, thank you for coming in. Griffin Fish Room, Big J, thank you guys. Thank you for coming and visit with me. Pepperland Creek, hello, sir. Let's see who else. Who else? I hate stupid people. Tank Tribe, hello. Petro Man, welcome. Jesse Lopez Fishing, welcome. Straight to the Point Outdoors, welcome. Did I get Jesse Lopez? Well, I'll holler at you again, Jesse. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Monster Fish Gal, hello. Who else we got? Tank Top Tropics, Joe Munoz, Hey, thank y'all for coming in. Thank you very much.
Nice to see so many people in the chat. Hello, guys.
Yeah, I'm so appreciative of you guys coming. I hit the 1,000. It was so humbling, but it's still. I mean, every time I sit here in the front of the camera, man, and first of all, whoever I ask as a guest to come up, saying yes and making it feel. I mean, you're being honest, but to actually seem like, I'm like somebody actually had a desire to sit here and talk to me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That in itself is still unbelievable, for me. You expect people to respond a certain way, and then, they're like, hey, man, no problem. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, that's, sometimes brings me close to tears. Then for people to come and want to sit in and listen to, and interested in the same people that I'm interested in and get knowledge from them. And I mean, man, it's still unreal. It's surreal to me. It's not like, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. That's all I can say, that it's a blessing, man. Thank you
It's
very
so
much.
amazing. It's so amazing to get invitations like this as well. It's absolute pleasure to be part of something like this. And as I said, I really appreciate you inviting me over, and I really appreciate every single one of the people who's tuning in and are willing to listen to my and your voice for, I don't even know how long we're gonna go for, but that's absolutely amazing, as you've said.
Man, very much so. And no, and thank you. I appreciate you for accepting, man. And setting aside some time for me. That's a wonderful thing. Very much so.
Anytime, buddy. Anytime.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, the question of the day. For me, though, I don't know about anybody else in the chat, because they may not know Adrian Hernandez.
Oh yeah.
How did that come into play? How did you, to get him in and to have, such a, I mean, and it was extensive interview. I mean, he didn't leave much to, to have to look for. And I mean, he was so. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing story as well, and it's one of the things that I also tell to many members of the Fish Fam, and actually smaller Fish Fam members who are coming over and starting YouTube is just don't be afraid to invite people over, as you've said, that it's blessing for me as well, even when whoever will say yes to either entering my podcast or my live streams. And one of the things we're also like, as you said, you're a big fan of Adrian Hernandez. I'm a big fan of Adrian myself, and I follow his journey. I've read a lot about him. I've read a lot about the work that he's done. And as I'm also a lot involving in the Endlers community, I kind of found him in the group, which I think it's Endlers Library or something on Facebook, one of the biggest group on Endlers ever. And Adrian is actually the original creator of the group and also the main administrator. And I just told to myself, man, why not trying to ask him to come over, like maybe he's gonna say yeah. So I said, I've sent him a message, and he was super cool about it. Like, he was really, really super cool about it. He was like, yeah, sure, we can go ahead and make this interview, and we can make this happen. And the thing is, it wasn't easy at all, because he was not really doing any kind of live stream before. So he didn't have any headset, he didn't have any like camera equipment, anything at all. So it took us approximately 2 or 3 weeks until I believe he even bought headset just to be able to make that interview. So you can see, like, it was super cool getting him over. And we've talked about a couple of topics that we wanted to cover. We've had, I think, 2 or 3 meetings prior the interview that we've done. And then once it went through, it was just so amazing to listening to all his stories. And as you said, I was super happy about getting him on the screen, and at the same time we made an agreement that we're definitely going to be doing it again at some point. But once again, everything's possible. You just need to go ahead and try to drop people message, and Adrian is super cool person. Like he's one of my favorite people in the fish keeping, one of my favorite people in the fish keeping hobby and community. He's really involving himself in a community a lot, and that's why I'm really sad sometimes when I see all the negative side of Endler's hobby and Endler's community and all the doubters and guys who are like crazy about genetics and are doubting his original strains and are putting all the negativity on him and all that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit unfortunate to see that, but at the same time, we all know that Adrian is absolutely amazing person, and that's why I'm also happy that I've made that interview. You would actually be surprised that I got several negative messages about the image that I'm trying to create, and but at the end of the day, we all know that Adrian is absolutely amazing person, and I'm really happy that we made that interview and made things clear, because many people still think that he's the one who collected Endlers originally himself, and he clearly stated over there that he had the person collecting for him. He's the preservationist. And it's absolutely amazing to hear all that, and everything is in that interview, as you said. And I was really glad that he agreed on doing that.
Yeah, I actually reached out to him. He agreed to come on. Right now, he's got a lot of things going on. We haven't nailed down the date, but it's like when he said yes, I was like, okay, so what am I going to ask him? But
yeah. Well,
the fact that he's going to come on, man, is very, very exciting for me.
He's really cool. He's really cool. And if one thing I would be killing to get over to see his fish room and his yard where he keeps all those barrels or whatever you want to call it. I would be killing to see that, man. But it's not that simple. But he's definitely super cool dude. And as I said, if he's agreed to do this again, I'm just super happy, and I'm definitely going to be watching that stream.
Most definitely. Hey, and for the people who may not know who Adrian Hernandez is, he's one of the few people that still maintain some of the pure strains of Endlers. I mean, you see them all the time. You see some of the hybrid versions that are still called Endlers, but they're not really. They're mixed, with guppy. They're beautiful. They're still small, so they can still fit in the category. But he has some of the original strains, original colorways, original patterns, and I mean, it's beautiful. You'll be surprised, how minuscule these fish actually are. Like the little males, and how strong the color patterns are. And no, the feeder guppies are not Endlers. I used to think that.
Yeah, there is actually a strong initiative from British Endler keepers and British associations about the classification of the Endlers, because, as you said, many people are just saying that Endlers is everything that is small guppy, but that's not actually the case. So we all know that class N of Endlers is actually the wild strains, and even the fish that are not really the original strain are sometimes considered class N, even though in a class N should be the fish that are 100% proven that are the original strains. And the class K is basically the guppy hybrids, where we have the Endlers mixed with guppies, because we all know that they can crossbreed. But as you said, many people are still referring to small guppies as an Endlers, which with misconception, and the guppies with round tails especially are usually considered being Endlers, but that is not the case. And I know that many people are actually trying to point that out, like, okay, Endlers, we're gonna have original, maybe get a little bit step out from the classifications and have Endlers, which we're gonna call Poecilia wingae, and then class K we're just gonna call Endler guppy, because that's what they are. But right. That's all talks and stuff that's going on in the background.
Sometimes I feel the P and K shouldn't even exist.
Yeah.
It's like
it's just so difficult sometimes,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, some people are taking it really seriously, some people not. For me, it's not just a hobby, but for me, I'm not really that crazy person who's going to be arguing about, okay, this is super class K and this is like not necessarily what it's supposed to be, and okay, I have this, I have that. I'm just trying to enjoy what I have and trying to appreciate what other people do, and I don't really like to spread negativity and get involved in these kind of arguments.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. It's almost like arguing politics. Well, it is politics, you know. It's just
Yeah,
in its own class, in its own place. But yeah, man, I really do like Emily, man. I really do.
definitely the
Um,
same here.
what else outside of live bearers do you like to immerse yourself in?
Well, I'm working with a very small special tetra, which is right in this aquarium as well. And you guys can't really see them properly, but they are Morse code tetras, and I believe that they're not scientifically described yet. I'm one of the very few people who actually having them, and I haven't heard about nobody breeding them yet. I was planning to get them, tried to breed them, but it didn't really work out. As I said, I'm gonna be I moved fish room couple of like in during the last summer, and now I'm about to move again, so unfortunately the time is not there for them, but they're very special small fish. I really like keeping them, and except of libraries, I also keep a lot of shrimps. As we've been saying, I have neocardinas, those green jade, mostly green jades, but I also have bloody marys, and once I'm going to move my fish room, I'm definitely going to be doing shrimp only rec, where I would like to focus mostly on neocardinas. I really enjoy keeping shrimps. They're great cleaners. They're absolutely amazing to look at, and I really enjoy having them in my aquariums. But other than that, I'm mostly focusing on libraries. What really kickstarted my channel was the video that I've made about platies a long time ago, and I'm telling you, man, I would really love to delete that video because I'm a little kid over there. The editing of the video is not nice. The way I talk is not nice. Like the thing I've seen on myself, how I've changed in front of the camera over those past 2 years, it's absolutely crazy. Because I've sat, English is not my native language, so at the beginning it was really like I was really talking very slow, and you know, you could clearly see that I was beginning with a YouTube, and when I see back now those old videos, I'm just like, man, I wish I would be able to take them back and make them again. But that's also one of the funny things and interesting things to look back where you've moved and where you began. So that was also funny, but that was one of the main things that kickstarted my channel at the beginning, and also many new fish tubers are asking me like, what is the key to get the channel going? And first of the things I'm sure that you found out yourself is just being member of the society, contributing to the community, you know, making the interviews, making new friends, helping people, and then second of all, making videos that are helpful for people. So something that people can search for, and that is exactly where majority of my new subscribers are coming from, is the search engine. Like for us small creators, there is no way that the YouTube algorithm is going to help us at all. That's just not happening. Like you may be a little bit lucky that you get your video recommended to someone, but that's very rare. According to my video analytics, it's approximately 15 to 18% is views are coming from recommended videos, which are not a lot at all, and approximately 65% of my views are coming from YouTube search. From people searching for something and finding my videos, which is usually the aquatic plant series that I have, meaning that it's mostly people who get some new aquarium plant or are planning to get some new aquarium plant. Then they jump into Google, jump into YouTube, search a little bit about them, find a video about it, and watch it. That's majority of my subscribers and my audience. So, you know, kind of. When I look backwards, it would be fun to, and I'm actually thinking about recreating some of those videos which are doing the best, like for example the platy video and a couple of other videos. Fun fact, for example, for my channel is that one of the best videos that I have on my channel right now is about hornwort, which is the plant right here at the top. Very simple video as well, and it got, I think, over 25,000 views or something like that, just from. It's not there even a year. The platy video that I've made has over 75,000 views. It's just, you know, it's just I just got lucky that I've created a couple of videos that have not really been there before, or that I've created videos that had the demand for, and people were searching for them, and that's how my channel grew from less than, I think in the first year I got to 2,000 subscribers, and now within the next week got over 5. So so I'm really enjoying it, and it's a lot of fun.
Hey man, I've been fighting making the videos. I mean, I'm slowly realizing that it is a must to an extent. I've been fighting making the searchable videos. You know, I mean, over here arm wrestling myself. You gonna do it? You know, you have to tell them about a sponge filter. You have to. I mean, and it's things that are actually important to me, things that actually mean something to me. So it should be easier for me to make the videos. But yeah, I've been fighting. Like me as far as just searching, you know.
Oh yeah,
I found your video today just because I was going to pick up these albino koi guppies, and I got maybe five videos popped up, and yours was one of them. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And I do have myself a vlog series where I record a lot of other stuff like diving and fossil hunting, and you know, a lot of things that I do in the nature, collecting hardscape, collecting leaves that I use for my shrimps, and that I use in my aquariums, collecting driftwoods and all this kind of stuff. I usually record those kind of stuff in vlogs that I have on my channel as well. But you can clearly see the pattern. These kind of videos are due because I love doing them, but they end up with 100, 200 views, 300 max. And all the videos that are basically having a lot of views are just those videos that people are searching for.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm pretty glad that I was lucky enough to find these kind of you know, spots that people are searching for, and that kind of kickstarted my channel. But at the same time, I'm also really enjoying doing content just that I love doing just for my, you know, original subscribers and OGs that watch every single one of my videos. Doesn't matter what it is, but at the same time, I would never be able to grow my channel like that without those kind of videos that people are searching for.
Right. Yeah, because my thing was I was only making videos for me. Like it's a good thing, but it is very cliche, because that's a lot of new creators, that's their fallback, you know. Well, I'm just making videos for me. Yes, that's a good thing. But like my first videos with the 50 views and the 100 views and the 25 views and maybe 200 views, it's because I made them for me. There was nothing, the tags weren't properly done, the title, thumbnail, nothing, you know, was gonna pique anybody's interest at all, you know. And I had to realize, hey, you know, maybe you might want to make them a little more search friendly, you know, a little more people friendly, because yes, my bigger ambition for what I'm doing here on YouTube is connected to what we're doing right now. But for people to find me, I mean, every avenue that's afforded to you, you should actually, you know, stick a toe in, you know, check the temperature. I mean, it's almost a must. It's a must. And like I said, I've been fighting it, man. Oh, I was fighting it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's
why is nobody seeing my video?
Yeah, it's and especially at the beginning, it's just like, you know, sometimes you watch these videos of other creators that have thousands and tens of thousands of subscribers, and you're like, man, like why people aren't watching my videos? You know, like I think I can do videos like that, but at the same time, you know, what we don't realize is that the YouTube algorithm really starts working once your channel grows. It's grown to a certain amount. Like for the small creators, there is no algorithm at all, and that's just so unfortunate. And that's why many people are really, really struggling to try to get subscribers. You know, many people are falling the hole of paying for some kind of fake subscribers just to, you know, make their channel look big. But that's exactly the biggest mistake that you can possibly do if you're not growing your channel naturally. And as I said, it's been also quite fun for me as I am. During my master degrees, I've been also studying social media law and marketing and searching engines and all these kind of things. So it was also quite a fun to see it from my own perspective, that you get to try what's working, what's not working, and And it's been a fun journey for me as well, and it's only beginning, hopefully. So we're gonna see where that's gonna go. But also for me, my big advantage, I would not, maybe not advantage, but that's what really helped me at the beginning, was that I was crazily shy and I hated my voice, I hated my face. I couldn't see my face on camera. I had hard times listening to my voice. So at the beginning, all I was doing was talkovers, videos of fish with me talking in the background. I rarely showed my face on camera. If you would go back to my original videos, it would probably take maybe maybe first video that I've done where I was actually talking on the camera myself throughout the video was after I gained over 1,000 subscribers. Before that, it was only talkovers and only videos about particular plants or particular fish. So that was also kind of helping me at the beginning, that I didn't even realize that's helping me, because I gained some kind of customer subscriber base. And after that, because they also started to like not only my videos but also my personality a little bit, after that I could actually afford making videos vlog style and something with a little bit more of myself. And as you said, it's just so amazing to see that there are people willing to watch me talk and watch me do stuff, and it's absolutely mind-blowing for me. And it took a lot of effort, and it's still taking a lot of effort, but every single positive feedback and every single positive comment, it just keeps making me going.
Most definitely. Hey, y'all, thank y'all. I see you showing up over here in the chat. Let me dip back over there. Big Easy, what's going on? Dave Farrell, thank you for coming. Let's see who we got. But yeah, where are you planning? Are you planning on having a store, whether it be online or a brick and mortar? Is that part of your dreams in this?
Yes, I'm most definitely going to be doing online shop once I'm going to come back home. But it will not be really like with a fish or anything like that. It's mostly going to be with either accessories. So I'm already working with the fish foods and some fertilizers that I would really like to get to my subscribers from small companies that are not really selling outside their like region or area. I have a fertilizer company that are ferts that made by one older man in the garage, and he's basically just selling them locally, and I would love to put the stamp on them and just distribute them to the world for cheaper price, and basically selling the product that I'm using myself. And people are always asking me. It's the same with the fish science products that I'm using to feed my fish. It's insect-based foods from Dr. David Poole from UK, which is a very small food company. They use strictly insects into their food. So instead of using fish meat and feed it to fish, they're trying to reverse that and use insects and natural ingredients what fish would encounter in the wild to create these kind of foods. And I get a lot of questions like, where can I get these foods? And they cooperate with only a couple of countries. I think they're sold in like 10 or 11 countries only. And if I would move back to Slovakia, I would have possibility to ship internationally for a very cheap price. That is one of the reasons why I don't really have an online shop right now, because here in Denmark, the tax is approximately 35 to 40%. So with the taxation and the costs of shipping, which for me over here to send a small parcel somewhere would cost probably around $10, which for the same parcel from Slovakia I would probably pay around $2 or $3. So in case that I would be moving back home, I'm most definitely going to be starting some small shop with kind of these kind of small things, not really to make any kind of massive profit, but rather to make products that I like accessible for people that are following me and following my channel. As I've been talking, I don't have a good experiences selling fish, and I don't really do it almost at all. There's very rarely that I'm selling some of my fish, and if I do, it's either to hobbyists that are really interested in my fish and my fish in particular, and in that case I'm usually selling it for funny money, literally like Like I'm not making any money on it. I'm just giving it to them just because I'm happy that they're interested in my fish and that they like my channel, and kind of trying to show support this way. Or as I said, I'm trying to prepare my best top quality fish for the shows, and in case that somebody really wants them, then they come to the show, support the show, and buy my fish over there. The actually reason why it is like that, I couldn't see Denmark is expensive for taxis due to their system. I have a friend that lives in Copenhagen. Yes, I mean the social system is absolutely amazing over here. It works. It's just you know, like from the perspective of people buying a product, it's just like, you know, at the end of the day, whether you buy it from Denmark or other country, it's going to be the same product at the end of the day. You just end up paying double because it comes from Denmark, and that's one of the reasons like why I don't sell it right now, because I would have to sell it for crazy money just to break even. And that's the thing, like, you know, it's not about making profit. For me, it's, if I'm going to start something like this, it's going to be about breaking even. And that's the problem right now. If I would be shipping and selling from here, I would have to have my prices crazily high just to break even. So it doesn't really make sense from my point of view. But at the same time, I wanted to come back to the story that I had at the beginning, why I don't really enjoy selling fish that much. And that was when I came to my first expo, where I was just as young guy selling some of my fish that I just had too much fish in my aquariums that I just wanted to get rid of. And I didn't even pay that much, like I didn't even ask that much money for those fish, even though they were really good quality. And there's been this, I'm not going to be saying any names or places or anything, but there's been this person who bought 3 pairs of my guppies, and I had them all packed in breeding bags. So they were all fine. I have experiences with having fish in breeding bags for 6-7 days without no problem. They're surviving. You know, when I travel with fish to competitions, they survive 3-4 days in the breeding bag, no problem. I had them in a breeding bag. He bought 3 pairs, and I had, I think, around 10 more pairs on the table that were waiting to the next day. The next day, it was 2 days auction or expo. The next day I came back. All my fish were perfectly fine on my table. Everything was fine. And he came back with those 3 bags showing me that pairs of the fish, like, oh, your fish are just horrible quality. And walking all around the expo showing that I sold him bad quality fish, even though
yours were still alive on the table.
Mine were still alive on the table. Everybody else that bought fish from me were perfectly fine. Just this person was, I don't want to say anything, but it was just a little bit fishy, and I don't know. I just don't like the entire idea of, you know. After that, I just got so like sad and disappointed with that somebody will do this just because I was probably threatening him with getting a couple of bucks from selling my fish, and he get the need to show that my fish are not the high quality or yada yada or whatever it was. But as I am perfectionist, as I was saying, I would never sell fish that I'm not satisfied with, and I would never, like, even if I sell fish at the end of the day, I always sell it with the way that in case that it's gonna die within first 2 months, I'm always just gonna give the new one for free. And that's why I would never be able to make money on selling fish, because I would be like this. And I don't know, I just don't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy selling fish. I really enjoy showing fish. I really enjoy being in a community. I really enjoy recording fish, but if there is one thing that I hate, is selling fish. So so I'll most likely end up doing some kind of e-shop, but it's mostly going to be some kind of funny merch. I have been doing I've already created board game about fish keeping, but it was not successful on Kickstarter. But I'm definitely going to be coming back to that one, and probably trying to make a couple of copies and just put it out there for people to come. But definitely, it is hobby for me, and I would not really like to change it otherwise, because I kind of feel like if it would be the source of income for me, I would not really enjoy it the way that I'm enjoying it right now.
Yeah. Because the amount of work that would entail making it a business would take all of the joy out of it. Yeah, it would take all.
I mean, no offense to people who are having businesses. I know so many successful fish businesses, and I really admire them and appreciate them. We wouldn't be here if it wouldn't be because of them. It's just you need to be that kind of person who enjoys it, and I'm not. I really enjoy the hobby, and I enjoy the hobby part of it, and I hate the business part of it. And as I said, this is one of the things that that I really love about my YouTube channel, is that people are interested in my fish, and people are asking me about my fish, and people are writing me, where can I get your fish? Is it possible to get some? And even like I got some crazy offers about the pairs of guppies that people wanted to buy from me. And once again, like, it's not for me about the money, and I would never be able to sell like pair of. I got an offer to sell those guppies that won the World Guppy Contest. The pair is over here. I got an offer for $150 just to sell that pair, and it's just like, it just doesn't seem fair to me. I would never sell 2 guppies for $150. That's crazy, like
Right.
If I would give that pair away, I was actually talking with a couple of people that if I would give that pair away, I would give it to some kid that's trying to get into hobby, and I would probably just pack them and ship it to someone who's going to appreciate them and who's going to have fun with them. And because I know that many people would be like just trying to breed them and sell them for a crazy price, and that's just not what I want to.
With your name on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's not something I want.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, I can definitely identify with that. Because I mean, to have people, I had a few people inquire about my fish, and it disappointed them because I didn't ship. You know, so I mean, I have a few things, to where I could actually ship, but it's just me actually pulling the trigger on shipping them. I mean, but they were really interested. But I think I'm gonna go ahead again. Mine will be just for the hobby aspect, just for, I mean, the fact that you want fish that I have. I can hook you up. So I need to go ahead and pull the trigger on practicing, shipping out fish. I need to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, it's as I said, it's lovely and absolutely amazing to hear, from other people that they're interested in your fish, and that's what makes me happy, like that's why I love this hobby so much, and that's why, as you said, if you want, we can figure something out. But so Europe is a totally different marketplace for fish as well as Asia, and the shows are very different due to regulations. WGA regulations are much different than the IFGA. Yeah, that's a big true as well. I'm actually not entirely sure how the WGA regulations are going on, and especially I know that you guys in USA have your own associations and your own like great show, and we have IKGH association, and we follow those rules. And I know that there are a couple of things that may be different, but over here it works this way, that every single time you're entering the show, you're basically paying the price of entering the show by your fish. So your fish are going to auction at the end of the show, whether you like it or not. And if you don't want it, you can pay a fee and get your fish back. But as I said, nobody's doing it because we all kind of accept the fact that that is the way how we can make the shows coming up and make the shows going, and this way you're supporting the thing that the show is going to be happening again next year, because
Right.
they're not going to make massive loss that they will not be able to afford the next show year after. So it's amazing.
Well, here you may get charged a fee to enter your fish, plus they want to keep them in auction.
Yeah. And as I said, I'm a little bit sad also that the shows are not happening, because I'm really into getting some quality pair to work with from the summer. I work with my Lazuli Blue strain a lot, and I've done a lot of stuff. As I said, I won the World Guppy Contest with the pair that I've been crossing, and or basically my cross outcome. And it's just so much fun, and I love it. But at the same time, as far as I'm going to be expanding the fish room, I really want to get something cool and really want to get something high quality, and that's unfortunate that the shows are not happening and it's not possible that way right now.
Right. Hey, and for anybody that keep noticing me looking over like this, I have some fish drip acclimating over here next to me, and I just keep making sure the water is not gonna run over. I picked them up right before the live stream.
Oh yeah, they look amazing.
Yeah, and I was given the whole, the breakdown about the sensitivity, you know, bad outcomes that some people have had with the particular strain. What's going on, Kevin Leong? Some bad, outcomes, as well as some things that I can do, to make my outcome a little bit better. So I say, well, I'm gonna start out with drip acclimating my tanks, or old man tanks, as I call them. They've been maintained like this for pretty much a year. I just put fish in, take fish out. Now, if this particular strain doesn't fare well, I'm not gonna go back to them. But
I mean, they're pretty difficult strain, to be honest.
yeah,
I've been talking with several breeders who got them. I also had them myself, and I'm not going to be lying. They were quite difficult. First of all, they really like to predate on their youngs. So that's one of the first challenging things, because I breed my guppies in heavily planted tanks. I'm not separating females away. I just let things happen, and then once I see the fry, I net them out and put them into separate aquarium. But I'm not using breeding boxes and anything like that. So with strains that are heavily hunting down their fry is quite difficult, because then you end up with only a couple of fries, and also the drops of the koi albinos from breeders that I was talking with, they are relatively small, and it's definitely challenging strain to work with, but they look absolutely amazing, and I'm sure if you're
yeah,
gonna take good care of them, you're gonna be successful, I'm
yeah.
sure.
And I have two tanks. I'm ready. Those two tanks are the one with the holes in it is where the pair is gonna go, and that tank right there is for fry. And I have the one for the fry. I have some snails and shrimp in there just to keep it going. But I'm trying to put myself in the best position to win. As soon as I see fry, just move them over.
I do exactly the same, exactly the same, and keeping the males and females separately as soon as I can sex them, to make sure that I have the best quality for the shows.
Right, right. Oh, Kevin, they're albino koi guppies, and the guy who I got them from it's like he's got tanks and tanks with just hundreds of them. And to hear, and you see them, and then for him to tell you, oh man, that's so hard. That's so hard. And I'm like, man, what are you doing over here? You have so many.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's guppies. So they're like, some people when they're saying like, oh, you're saying hard about guppies, yada yada yada. But yeah, there are definitely some challenging strains over there, especially if you're trying to breed towards the standard.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because my thing is, I'm not well, if I get rid of my fish, they're probably going to the LFS. So
Yeah.
give a friend a few. So I have them. I'm strictly a hobbyist at this point. So it's like, hey, I hoard them. I have some 50-gallon totes in my garage, just full of guppies. Just.
Oh yeah.
And I may just get a little handful to take to the LFS, and trade them in for a can of food or something. Hey, what you give me for those? All right, I'll take this can of food here. But I still have a million of them at home that I'm holding on to.
I like to do exactly the same. I like to do exactly the same, and usually changing them for plants. I absolutely love plants.
Right? Hey, I'm the hornwort king, man. I swear, I live and die by hornwort and pothos. I have so much hornwort. I could probably open up a online store, and sell hornwort. I have so much hornwort, it's crazy.
I only have a little bit, but I like the plant a lot.
Right. I actually made a video for Fish Keeping Jamaica for Raleigh, that he had a series on your favorite plants, and I made a video on hornwort because I for some reason kill guppy grass. I kill the mosses, Christmas moss. I just can't do it. But I put a hornwort in here in the pitch black and have it everywhere. Which is cool. It's fine because it works. I like the way it looks. Sometimes I put it in the substrate and make it look like a tree. Or sometimes I just float it.
Yeah.
Furlough, hey, what's happening? What's happening? Cooper, Well, Pat, we done hit the hour mark, brother. And I think we're going to get on out of here. I want to thank you. Thank you very much for coming on. There's so much more that I want to know, and I'm pretty sure everybody else wants to know too. You know, I'm gonna want to ask you to come back sometime soon, if you don't mind.
Anytime, just drop me a message. I'll be glad. And it's been an honor today. Congratulations a lot for 1K. I'm
Thank you,
really
thank
happy
you,
for that. I'm really happy for that milestone for you. And as I said, thank you very much to everyone who's been listening today. It's been a pleasure to be here. It's been a pleasure to see so many people in the chat, and it's been an absolute honor to get an invitation from you. And as I said, in case they'll have time, I'll never say no.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Kevin, brown thumb, yeah. Oh, let me turn. There you go. If I can't grow nothing else, I can grow hornwort and pothos. All right, brother. You be good, man. Bless you. You have a wonderful day. Everybody in
Thank
the
you. You
chat,
too.
thank you for coming through. Love each other and love those fish. We out.